on the left-hand side is ReeF playing the first Polish. We've just seen the first Polish in action. Apologies, but we're getting them again. Kind of shows that they are being picked up more and more now. And on the right-hand side in blue, we've got Finzent, who's playing Panzerverband Strachwitz, who I think are a pretty decent 1v1 division. I think they're pretty, you know, they're seen a lot in quick play and the ranked 1v1 queue. But I've not really seen them too much in actual Steel Division League. So it will be nice to see these, or to see that division in action, for sure. Let's just bring up the deck for ReeF. 36 T-34Es. No recon units. 124 infantry units. A lot of infantry. I mean, I spoke about this division in depth with the previous game, so I don't really want to cover much more. We do see the Halbaka M30s this time. I don't think they were in Gonzo's deck. Plenty of IL-2Ms, Yaks. I mean, I think it's a pretty standard deck, apart from the lack of recon there. Recon units. I mean, there's 3 1-point slot there. Also, an interesting income choice. We've got flatline income. Don't really see income flatline chosen that often, but I imagine this is probably a counter pick of income. I probably doubt ReeF chose this ahead of time. I think flatline can work for the Polish, because I mean, if you look at their units, they're all cheap. You've got the 85 mils at 115 points. You've got the IL-2s at 120. There's no unit on here that's over 125 points. So definitely can work with this division. It's not like you need to save for any units. So perhaps maybe he did choose flatline for that reason. Could have done it with balance though as well. Because, I mean, if you look at his A-phase units, even the I think you get 115 points on balanced in A-phase. I think it's 115. I might be wrong. It might be 110. But even still, saving up 5 points for a 85 mil is not difficult. Moving over to Finzent's deck on the right-hand side. This should be the more interesting one, the one I'd like to cover in a little bit more depth. We've got Kondungs in the recon tab. Yeah, I've not seen this division many times at all. Only 46 units of infantry. Wow. So ReeF's got, what, 3 times the amount of infantry, there or thereabouts, that Finzent's got. So he's going to have a 3-to-1 advantage in the infantry stakes. And Finzent's got 45 tanks, but ReeF's only got, like, I think 36. So it's not like Finzent's completely outnumbering him on the tank stake. But Finzent does have Tigers, T-34-85s and Panther A's, so they can definitely deal with T-34s very easily. Panzer IV-Gs as well. They can deal with T-34s okay, but he's only got 4 of those, so it's not like they're going to make a massive difference. Only 3 Pak 40s. So I think the key is going to be sort of how many T-34s survive, and whether ReeF can leverage those T-34s and stop Finzent's tanks from helping out his infantry. I feel like that's what's going to be the kind of decider. You know, can Finzent get his half-tracks, his tanks, you know, his support equipment to help his infantry, or can ReeF kind of destroy Finzent's support equipment? I think that's going to be the kind of key aspect to the game. Right, let's get underway. Apologies, and we'll get in here. So, let's recap. On the left-hand side, in red, we have ReeF playing the 1st Polish Infantry. Fairly aggressive up north and in the centre. Looks like Finzent's starting off with the early off-map. Or the early monoplane. He's playing a Maverick Income Panzerverband Strachwitz. Is that off-map? No, it's just an air recon, but it does have the napalm bombs on it, which are very accurate, although it loses sight. I feel like it was going after these units, but it lost sight. So let's swing all the way back. PPANC PTRS does make it through. No real early kind of units lost. The MG42 well into position before ReeF's units got in there. Very surprised by that. Must have had them on fast transports that I missed at the time. The float planes in Strathvis are so cool. They are really cool in Toulon as well. I don't know whether they're the same one. I'd like to get another close-up so I can have a look, but we'll hold on for now. We got a Descent Kolgovi, who's going to be able to get into a nice position, maybe move through that forest unopposed. Now let's zoom in. Yeah, I think it is the same plane, isn't it? They are really cool. I do like them. So both players kind of managed to keep most of their units alive, and we saw that in the previous game as well. Most of the units were kept alive at the start of the game. And I think that's a bit of a difference between a Division 1, 2 and 3 game to a Division sort of 4 and 5 game, where micro isn't quite on point, so a lot of the units will go down to things like PTRSs, or people just won't notice their units under fire immediately. And also maybe a little bit of respect from both players. They know when to unload their units, they know when to take risks and not take risks, that kind of thing. ReeF trying to keep his units alive. The napalm bombs did get used. 2519D is trying to search out the enemy. Ooh, a nice Bayo Basher coming in there. 251/9D going down to the M42 here. Into a nice position. It is under fire from the Panzer IIIH. And the Panzer IVG further back. I don't think the M42 is going to penetrate the Panzer IIIH Führer there. 65 points of armour. At a decent distance away. I think it's going to be okay. 251D almost going down to the Descent Kolgovi with the napalm. The recon plate still hovering around, giving Finzent some vital intelligence up north. T-34 goes down. Is that a Panzer IIIH? I think the Panzer IIIH Führer did go down. Is that the Panzer III that took down the T-34? Was it the Panzer IVG? I mean, it's probably more likely to be the Panzer IVG, but you never know. M42 gun does go down now. MG42 going to have to back off, from the centre position. And ReeF, he's bringing the T-34E, but Finzent bringing the perfect counter just at the right time. The Pak 40. Yak 1B coming in to try and take down that air recon unit, and it does. So Finzent kind of loses that unit. Let's just check the price of that. I just want to know how much that costs. That's 95. No. 50 points. 50 points. There is an off-map plane that's the same in this division, but it wasn't that. It was an air recon version, so 50 points. Looks like he's trying to use a mortar to hit this T-34E, which I think is... I mean, he's got it in radio range, but I think that's a bit of a waste. I mean, if you just smoke it, yeah, but I don't really see the mortar use there being too effective. Pak 40 going to engage the T-34E on the hill. Pak 40 should win this one. Oh, especially because the T-34 wasn't even firing on it. Instead, firing on the MG42 in the middle. MG42 up north, look, capturing that flag. ReeF's handing Finzent the early 13-11. Finzent on Maverick Income, remember. M3A1 pushing forward, trying to get the surrender on the MG42. Oh, it got destroyed! And then surrendered the MG42. Oh, I feel a bit bad for Finzent there. Man, ReeF was a bit lucky with that one. IL2M heading in with the Yak 1B. Panzer 2 looks getting very close. Yeah, going down to the T-34. Yak 1 strafing the 20 mil. which is a little bit surprising. I think Finzent could do with focusing that Yak 1. It's smoking. Oh, he's got another one there. Yeah, does drop it, but a little bit too late. Now he focuses the Yak 1. I think that's the right call, because there's no way he's going to kill the IL-2. He might have a chance. No. That Yak 1 just gets out in time. I don't think Finzent was quite as hot on the micro as he could have been. Maybe he could have took that plane down, but really glad to see someone using the 20 mils, because I'm a big fan of 20 mils. I am a big fan of the Flak 38 20 mils, but nobody uses them. So maybe that's maybe Finzent needs to take advice from other players and not watch my games, because nobody likes these 20 mils. But if you've up vet these, especially if you get them 3-star, they are, even one of them at 3 stars, pretty powerful. But you do have to get these at least 2 stars. But they are cheap. They are cheap to get out early, and that's what I like about them. And they can also be ground support. Let's not call Govey goes down. Panzer II looks somehow loader knocks out the T-34E. Oh no, actually, I think that was the Panzer IIIH there. T-34E is now going to try and engage that unit. Panzer II looks still hitting it from the side though. I don't think it's gonna. I guess maybe it can penetrate. Well, sidearm is 50 mils on that, but it is at long distance, so it still can't penetrate. Finzent trying to get that Panzer IIIH out of there. Does manage to do so. That T-34E is in a difficult position for ReeF. Does bring in reinforcements up north. There isn't a lot in here for Finzent, so if he does push that forwards with an attack, then ReeF may come off the better right now. 12-12, 7 minutes in. I think ReeF, he's got to be okay with how things are going. He's not down in A phase to a Maverick player, and you've got to be happy about that. T-34E finally goes down. I'm not sure exactly what took that down. I actually took my eyes off that for a moment. I mean, I don't think it was the Panzer IIIH. I'm not actually sure what took that unit down at all. Maybe it was the Panzer IIIH. There was a Pak 40 somewhere around there as well that went down that I missed. So apologies for that as well. Missing vital engagements right now. We do see another air recon unit down south. Remember, Finzent is a Maverick player, so... Ooh, Yak 1B immediately coming in. Just one single Flak 38 won't stop this. Yeah, and it's going to go down. Oh, it just survives. Oh no, the 20 mils do help out. Yeah, and the Yak 1B does go down. I'm telling you, 20 mils. I guess maybe the Yak 1 is not exactly a high resilience plane. It's not a Focke-Wulf. It's not a Tempest. It's not a medium resilience plane, I guess. It's not a medium resilience fighter bomber. So that's probably why the 20 mil was able to take it down there. Look at ReeF bringing in the AA. Which is interesting because all Finzent's used so far are those recon planes. I guess the 85mm is absolutely fine because that is an AT unit as well. But the 37mm, I think... I'm kind of surprised by that choice because so far ReeF has only used recon planes. Finzent's only used recon planes. But perhaps the fact that he's brought in like so much AA... Maybe ReeF's kind of got psyched out a bit to think that Finzent's going to heavily use his airplanes, but... I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out whether Finzent does go air heavy. Let me just recap to his deck. And I can probably tell you. Okay, so in B phase, he's got 2 Ju-87 G2s. But apart from that, he's just fighters. He does have the off-map, which are on planes as well. So I guess protecting those off-map are pretty important, which might be why Finzent's gone for the 20 mils. As, you know, it might be another reason. Okay, the mortar this time is being directed onto an M42 gun. Much better use of the mortar, and it is within radio range, so should you get some key hits here. Especially if it can pour... Ooh, Panzer IV-G going down, though. Wasn't quick enough to pour on that mortar fire. Yeah, no, that mortar's not doing a great job right now. Missing the target completely. Finzent a bit unlucky there, but then remember, ReeF was kind of... No, Finzent was unlucky losing his MG42 earlier as well, so... Feels like... oh, yeah, the 20 mils coming in. I think ReeF thinks better of bringing that IL-2 in. He's scared off by these 20 mils. which an IL-2M, even with the number of 20 mils that Finzent's got down, I don't think an IL-2M should be as scared as ReeF perhaps is. I think an IL-2M can handle it. We do see some light smoke there. There is a 37 mil hovering up north and a Tiger into the centre. Finzent strengthening his centre, but no real movement. We are now into B phase, 11 minutes into the game. Finzent on Maverick income with his, you know, high income phase now. Brings in a commandant. So we are going to see a centre southern push because that's where his commandant is. And remember, he's got nothing up north, so we're not going to see anything up there. Brings in the Opal Blitz munitions to fix up the mortar. May help out with smoke. We're just waiting for Finzent to push forwards, really. We're kind of waiting for Finzent to push forwards. I don't think he's quite got enough here right now. When you look at the units out on the ground, I mean, the Flamers... Actually, thinking about it, the Flamers are going to not deal with... Yeah, they're going to go down. And then we've really just got one T-34E that can test against a number of tanks. So, yeah, I think he does need a couple more infantry units down south. I think Finzent needs a couple more infantry units down south to make that push. And perhaps we're going to see an off-map help him out as well. And he does have those off-map planes. So we are kind of waiting on Finzent. And I think ReeF's doing the right thing. He's bringing in, you know, units. He's just strengthening positions as much as possible. That's all you really can do as a flatline balance player playing against Maverick. You just got to try and strengthen your line as much as possible until that Maverick push comes in. And then you know where the enemy's pushing, and then all reinforcements go in to try and stem the tide. That's the gameplay plan. You see a battery fueler coming in. That's going to upvet a fair few number of units. Panzer 3H spotted. I'm not sure what allowed ReeF to spot that. He must have moved, yeah, he must have moved the T-34. Because why that didn't engage earlier. Okay, mortar engagement onto the 85mm. And it's pretty key now for players to get these mortars or to get an early kind of light artillery piece and hit these 85mm. I wasn't convinced about the balance earlier on in the season, earlier on in the Steel Division League season. I was still perhaps convinced that 85mm, you know, 88mm were too strong, but the more and more I'm seeing early artillery come out onto the battlefield, these units can be countered, but you've got to bring in the artillery to counter them. There was a change. Eugen nerfed the speed. Eugen basically nerfed the speed of all of these kind of big, heavy flat guns. And so that has allowed artillery to do more damage to them because they can't retreat as fast as they used to. So it's kind of a soft nerf to the gun, but also a soft buff to kind of mortars and artillery. It was a really, in the end, I think it's proven to be quite a successful change. There might be need to, you know, things could also be changed a little bit further, but I'm quite happy with the change. I wasn't convinced to start off with, but, you know, the more I look back, or the more I watch, the more I'm convinced that the change is working. As long as, you know, the opposing player commits to an artillery piece. I mean, here we just see one mortar, but it's completely forced that 85mm back. So what's the cost? I mean, a 100-point mortar compared to what? What's that? 115 points. 115 point 85mm. So it's not even the same cost. We're still waiting for Finzent to attack. I mean, it's got to be down south. It's got to be down south. Oh, look at this. Stray little push up north. Might give ReeF a flag. I mean, I don't personally like that decision, but I think he should just hold his units. When we do see a combat, you see, I think Finzent holding off for so long has allowed ReeF to avoid a combat here. And this is going to strengthen his units immensely. Getting that extra veterancy. Here's the off-map. Here it comes. We are going to see the attack. We are going to see the attack. 40 seconds. T-minus 40. We've got a lot of units down here now. Panzer II, Panzer 4G, Panzer 3H, MG34s and Kudungs, Pioneers, Panzerschrecks, Führers, 20 mils, and an SDKFZ 251/9D, supported by a Focke-Wulf 190A8, and an SDKFZ 251/2 81mm mortar half-track. We are waiting for this off-map. We are waiting for this off-map. And then we're going to see the push. Will Finzent be successful? That is the question. Thanks very much for the follow, Turth 2001. I'm streaming this live on Twitch Monday night, 6 PM GMT. So twitch.tv/alphabird_ if you want to watch live and recording for YouTube as well. Hopefully the quality is good, because I've been, you know, trying to improve the quality for both Twitch and YouTube. Look how ReeF has not unloaded that unit up in the top north. I guess he could fall it back if he starts to come under pressure there. The off-map, I didn't even look at it. I know it was on screen, but I didn't even look at it. The two flaming units do go down. There's probably bad casting on my behalf. But here's ReeF pulling in the reinforcements. Oh, the MG34 is going for the surrenders. Doesn't manage to pick up the Strokey surrender. I think it just wasn't in the right position there. Now Finzent's pushing forwards with the Panzer II Luxors. T-34 is going to pose those. We've got crossfire from the M42 gun. Finzent needs to get his bigger tanks into the action. He's got Panzer IVs back here not doing anything. M42 is going to go down eventually to the Panzer 3H or the Su-251/9D. IL-2M cluster plane. Focke-Wulf 190A8 comes in trying to stop that plane. JO87G2 Ruddle coming in for the T-34E. The IL-2M cluster plane going to drop onto the bunch of tanks. No! Misses its target. And Ruddle is successful on the T-34Es in the back. Hands Finzent the opportunity here to push forward. No more armoured units remaining in his way. The IL-2Ms are trying to take care of the planes. Yak 1B trying to come in for the Ju-87G2. Didn't see whether the Focke-Wulf 190A8 made it out alive, but the Panzer 3H Führer leading from the front. Finzent just needs to continue this push forwards. We've got a tag. ReeF has spotted the 37mm. He's tagged it, but he's got nothing really to attack that with. So I'm kind of surprised he's, you know, committed his micro to tag that unit. He needs all eyes down south right now. All micro needs to come in to stem this push forwards. But so far, Finzent is not up in flags. ReeF 13-11 right now. Finzent hasn't captured the flag. It's quite far back. He's going to need to sustain this push forwards. The Panzer 3H's pushing through the streets. The Panzer 2 Luxors, they don't care about the buildings, going down to the Drusinia Sturmova. Terrible pronunciation, apologies. The infantry behind on foot, and the Panzer 3H goes down as well. Finzent's losing his tanks. They're in front of his infantry. This is a bit of a mistake here. Panzerschreck goes down to the Strokey. And the tank, this... Oh my days! Najroz! Is he going to get 4? Oh, the Panzer 4G goes down as well. And the MG34. Off-map coming into the centre is forced back. A tank goes down. Didn't quite see exactly what tank. Kind of surprised by this placement. I think he's going... Oh, down goes the off-map plane, but both uses used. Now, I think they only get 2 on that off-map plane. I'm not going to check right now. ReeF's backing away into the off-map. Kind of surprised by that. Why didn't he hit this position here? I think he's going for the AA, but yeah, I mean, hit that position. Hit that position. And Finzent right now still 13-11 down, thanks to the Drunja Sturmova, which is terrible pronunciation up north. But the T-34-85 takes care of that. He's going to pick up the flag. Finzent's finally good. Well, no, actually, he's going to get the 12-12. Needs to continue his push forwards, because right now, ReeF is okay. ReeF is okay. The off-map comes down in the centre. Is it going to be enough? And how is Finzent going to push this off-map? I think it's a mistake. I feel like he should have committed to this position. I mean, we can see what's here, but I'm just so surprised he didn't commit to this position, push through with all of these forces, and then that really pressures the reinforcements to both the centre and the south. I feel like that was a mistake. He did take... No, the tanks didn't go down. The AA didn't go down. He did lose an Halbach at M30, and I think there was a couple of MGs that went down as well. Tiger moving through the centre. Focke-Wulf 190 A8 might go down to the Yak 1B. No, ReeF calls that one away. Doesn't want to lose that Yak 1. I think it was probably a wise decision in the end. There are still plenty of Flak 38s, and he does have a 3-star Flak 38 and a mobile wagon down south now as well. Finzent really up on his AA, a hell of a lot of AA on this battlefield. If ReeF invests more and more into his aircraft, he's not going to sustain, you know, the efficiency that he needs. But who knows? I mean, we can't quite see what each player's purchasing on aircraft. The German division is Panzerverband Stratfitz. Panzerverband Stratfitz. So we've got 1st Polish Infantry Division versus Panzerverband Stratfitz. Druzhna Sturmova pushing forwards there. I think it is going to go... Yeah, he can't really get into close range. So that unit is going to go down. Ju-87G2, the ace of the division, Rudol coming in here, trying to hit the T-34A, does get the successful kill. Yak 1B does finally get in on the kill there, but there is a second Ju-87G2 in the area, and the Yak 1B should go down, straying over all of the AA. I expect it is going to go down. So unit surrender, yeah, down it goes. Unit surrender there, didn't quite see, so we do have the centre push now. ReeF is on the back foot. T-34-76 is standing in Finzent's way, but he's got a T-34-85 very close by. Decides to halt. And, yeah, again, surprised by that halt. I think he could have just pushed it forwards. Pack 40 on the way. Oh, that's... Yeah, I mean, I imagine he expected it to come down the south, but that's going to expose itself. Oh, ReeF, no. Repositioning the T-35. ReeF repositions on the road, and Finzent goes either side. Does he have line of sight? T-34-76 goes down. I didn't see which tank got the kill. 85's got line of sight on the Strelke on the hill. Panzer II Lux attacking the Maxim. We've got 5 from the Panther 3H. We've got the Luxus pushing through the centre, the Tiger as well, starting to hit the reinforcements. This is a nice sustained push now across all 3 kind of aspects of the attack. And ReeF's southern side is now pretty much cut off. The reinforcements should struggle to get through there, and that's going to allow Finzent to slowly clean up this southern side. Yep. The reinforcements, they aren't going to be able to get down here. ReeF's either going to have to change these orders or he's going to lose the vehicles. There's no way they're going to get through. He says, expecting them to not get through. Yeah, down. Some might get through. Some might get through. Well, Finzent really is starting to hit those reinforcement lines, which is quite key, really, in Steel Division 2. If you can push through, if you can hit those reinforcement lines, then you're on the way to victory. But well, I was about to say 13-11, but it quickly switched to 15-9. I think 3 flags kind of all picked up at once. 14-10 to Finzent. 24 minutes. We are now out of the Maverick income advantage phase. ReeF has the income advantage on flatline. 14-10 to Finzent, 27 minutes left on the clock, and Finzent's going to have to hold on for a long time on just 80 points of income. IL-2M coming into the centre, trying to hit that MG42, but immediately radiator overwhelming. And look at the AA right on the front line. I am very impressed by Finzent's use of the AA. Look how close to the front line he's got it. And I do think the Flak 38 20mm can really... This is where they shine. They can be so far forward because they can just hammer these infantry units with 20mm fire. So you can kind of afford them to get fairly close. As long as, you've got the supporting equipment, the tanks to defend, against the armoured equipment, then yeah, they can be there. Tiger up on the hill, hitting that 61k. And the combat's going to be in trouble. There's no real units in front of it. The combat is the front line right now. And Finzent 14-10 continues the assault forwards in this centre town. 85mm might be able to hold this attack. But if Finzent continues the push with the infantry, yeah, Panzer IV-G goes down, then that combat is going to be in trouble. And that combat could open fire as well. It's got an SVT on it. IL-2M coming in, trying to hit the 85. Does get the cluster munitions off, does get the shots on target, does get the kill, but does get shot down. Maybe. But yes, he does get shot down. I was so confident. I was so confident. I swear it. I didn't know whether it was going to get shot down or not. I mean, I guessed. You would have expected with the amount of AA on the battlefield, but perhaps Finzent could do with getting these flak 3820s a bit further forward, but his centre is a little bit weaker. But for now, it seems like the 85mm has held back Finzent in the centre ground. And the route is open to the south. Once again, the 85mm going down has allowed ReeF to get in some reinforcements, and Finzent doesn't have this flag. Here comes another artillery off-map plane. Ooh, doesn't even get the off-map down. And that unit might go down here. I mean, yeah, there is a 37mm and the 85mm. The 85mm now taking shots from the Tiger E. The off-map plane does go down, but the 85mm will switch fire onto the Tiger that's firing on the T-34-76. The Su-85 also firing on it as well. Finzent's got to be careful with this Tiger. I don't think he's realised everything is firing on it. And finally, the Su-85 takes it out. I think Finzent only has 2 of those Tigers, so 1 more. I think he's got 1 more. And actually, ReeF's done a really good job of hanging on in this south, resecuring his route through to the south. And perhaps he can hold on here. All of the tanks, bar the Panzer IIIH Führer, have gone down. And if it's just infantry on infantry, remember, ReeF has a 3-to-1 infantry advantage. Panzerschreck does get the Su-85 kill. I think there was 2 up there. I think there was 2 Su-85s up there, so he may have got 2 Su-85 kills. And the flag up north, it looks like it's going to get surrounded. That might hand Finzent the 59, which will give him the double tick. Fantix, welcome. Welcome. So, Finzent doesn't only get the 59, gets the 16-8, securing this flag down here in the south. 11 minutes left on the clock. Can ReeF pull it back? I think it was a good decision to bring the Panzer II Luchsers down south. I mean, we did talk about the fact that Finzent has no tanks down here, but it's not as though ReeF really has any armoured units of his own. And all of ReeF's units are pretty close-range CQC infantry. So these Panzer II Luchsers, and they are going to come under fire from the AT grenades. But if they can, you know, look, here's the 20mm getting involved. Mobile wagon as well. And the Sturmover does not last very long. Sturmover. I hope. But yeah, nice flag pick up from Finzent down here on the south with the Panzergram. ReeF has got to get reinforcements down. I mean, there's not much here. There is not much here. 17-7 for Finzent. But I don't know whether ReeF is out of this yet. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Can he do it? I don't know. I do not know. Ooh, the 85mm goes down. Oh, and the 37mm as well. No more AA. But it's not as though Finzent has a lot of aircraft. Remember, he just has those Ju-87 G2s. I think he's got 1 more remaining. T-34-76 goes down as well. Not exactly oh, it's the Pack 40 here that picked off that unit. Nice positioning. If that Pack 40 can get down into that kind of position, cuts off the reinforcements once again. T-34s from the hill, starting to help out the infantry. Like, ReeF doesn't have to worry about running out of infantry. That is not his worry. He's got to find a way to take flags back. I would like him to divert 1 unit, like unload 1 unit and just push it over the river. Just see whether you can make it. But I understand why he's not doing that, because, you know, sometimes you've just got so much to think about and do. You just can't think about it. And we have the glorious knowledge of knowing there isn't actually anything directly down here influencing that flag. Ooh, the double T-34E up on top of the hill goes down. I imagine to the combination of the Pak-40 and the T-34-85. So Finzent slowly regaining control of the centre ground after I feel like he had, you know, lost the upper hand somewhat, or at least kind of lost momentum. I mean, this position here is recapturable. It's not... Ooh, the leader goes down. The leader goes down. It's not over for ReeF down south, but it's just getting reinforcements there. Su-85 versus T-34-85. It's going to be an interesting engagement here. Su-85 needs a hit. Ooh. Ooh! I think T-34-85 is going to win it with the rate of fire. Oh, he got the shot off! Oh, he missed the shot! I thought the Su-85 was going to get the shot, but he missed it. Yeah, the dog disappointed with that one. But I feel like Finzent, he had lost a bit of luck earlier with the MG42. Oh, the Pak-40 going down. That's a nice kill from ReeF, but the T-34-85 I think is the main unit in here, causing him problems. Just smoke off the area with the Su-76M. We've not really checked the northern position. ReeF has lost the flag up here, but again, it's not like it's, you know, it's held too strong. Su-85 again going to engage the T-34-85. This time he's going to go down, no doubt about that. Ooh, actually, the 85 misses. No, I still think it's going to go down. Yeah, the Su-85 does go down to the T-34-85. A bit tough to call that engagement. They're both 85s. So ReeF recaptures the flag. 15-9. He's still got 7 minutes. I mean, that's a fairly decent amount of time. If he just concentrates on, you know, trading well, there is an opportunity for him. I do not feel this game is over. I do not feel this game is over. 6 minutes, well, 7 minutes there or thereabouts left on the clock. But ReeF really needs 2 flags. And then he can give himself a bit more time. Finzent, I think, a bit desperate there. A bit desperate. I think he was hoping that he'd done enough damage, or, you know, that he could just pick up an easy surrender of some kind. T-34-85 backing away. This is a big engagement. Ooh, T-34E takes a big hit. 85 goes down. I think that was to the close range T-34Es there. The Panzer III H Führer should follow it. The 20 mils desperately trying to hit these T-34s, but this could be the breakthrough that ReeF needs. The 20 mils should go down. The 20 mils should go down. But will the Panzerfaust be able to take out those T-34Es at close range? Finzent has nothing backing this up right now. He does have a T-34-85 on the hill. Yeah, I think he's going to move that to cover. He's going to move that down to cover. This is all about whether ReeF can capitalise, but the T-34s are engaging the 85 on the hill, and this is bad news for ReeF. The T-34E goes down, and the second one should follow as well. There's no way they're going to penetrate at that range. The 85 has the advantage, picks up 2 nice kills. Finzent holds on in that centre position. That could have been a big breakthrough. IL-2M comes in there. I don't know exactly what it hit. I didn't have eyes on that position, but it looks like ReeF is trying to push through the northern side. The Struggy LKM should have the 35. Yeah, it should have the AT rifle, the PTRD, so can destroy the Panzer II Lux. Finzent can pick up a... Sorry, ReeF can pick up a flag, and there's not a lot behind it. So Finzent pushing in reinforcements. 68 to Finzent, but it isn't over. I feel like down in the southern side, I think Finzent has it now. And in this centre position, I don't think Finzent's going to push forwards here. I just don't think he's going to push forwards. But it's not as though ReeF can push forwards. The infantry units go down, just the T-34E. Holding on, but the Panzerfaust is going to be able to do the job. I think ReeF is still not... It's not going to be enough. He needs to take that T-34E all the way out. But he doesn't know. He does not know. Hansgren pushing forwards, going to hop in the building. Now ReeF realises. Actually, wow. Okay. Look at that. Look at that line of sight issue. Look at that. ReeF gets away with it. ReeF gets away with it. Ooh, takes out the Panzer II. Looks like ReeF has been successful up north. But I'm just concentrating on this T-34E is holding on. It is holding the southern side right now. Finzent's desperately trying to get this T-34E. We do have the 85 in the centre. Trying to get back onto the reinforcement road. This T-34E, I feel like, is keeping the southern side alive for ReeF. Bit of a push back into the centre. Look, look. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, I think it might get caught here. IL-2M bomber heading in. I think that's going to go, yep, for the MG42. Oh, now we're going to see it. Are we going to see it? No, we're not going to see it. Strokies do go down to the close-range Panzer Gren. I think Finzent should just go for it. Just hop out of the building and go for it. The dog is encouraging as well. T-34-85 has that reinforcement road covered. He's currently firing on the Zis 3 gun. Panzergren's pinned down. ReeF picks up the surrender. That T-34E being alive, I think, gives ReeF a chance down here because he can deal with the Lux, he can deal with the Panzer IIIH Führer, and the infantry can deal with the close-range infantry. But we do have the 85 call in for Finzent, and he needs that 85 to hold on in the south. Let's just check back to the north. A successful push. I mean, if ReeF goes for it, he could get that flag up north. 15-9 to Finzent. 3 minutes left. Big couple of surrenders there in the centre. Finzent picks up the double surrender onto ReeF's Strokies. 16-8. 16-8. There's not much time left now. There is not much time left. ReeF secures the Panzergren. Is he going to put... Yeah, he's going to push forwards the T-34, looking for the surrender. The Strokies, they can take out that Panzer II Lux. He's going to manoeuvre them in and out, wait for the reloading. Oh, actually, he's just going to sit them out. Oh, the 20mm goes down. There is a mobile wagon in here. I mean, that could go down. The Panzers are not immune. I think there's a key unit here. This 85 is pretty key for Finzent. If that 85 goes down, the reinforcement road is open again. I mean, look at this road. And this 85 coming in as well, pretty key. Another push up north from ReeF. This time with the armoured M3A1s. Ooh, ReeF can make this. ReeF can make this. The MG42 shouldn't bother those M3A1s. Oh. Ooh. ReeF needs to make that push. Oh, the T-34. No. I thought it had gone down, but it does take out the Führer. IL-2M coming in. Is that going to hit the mobile wagon? No. But the infantry surrenders. Just a mobile wagon left on the southern side, and ReeF has pulled back this southern side. 13-11 to Finzent. 2 minutes left on the clock. But the 85 is about to enter the picture. Can it hold off the southern side for Finzent? Can ReeF push forwards on the north? It's looking positive for ReeF right now, but 59 for Finzent once again. Pulls out the 59 out of nowhere. Back to a 14-10, 1 minute 38. The Sessan Kongovi can easily dispatch this MG42, and there's nothing behind. Nothing behind. ReeF is going to continue the push. He can pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 flags back here. Finzent has to address this. He has to address this northern side. He's going to lose this game 12-12. Finzent and ReeF, the picture is even. All that work. And is ReeF going to finish this? I mean, he goes 13-11 up now. I wouldn't say that ReeF, this is over, but Finzent has to address this northern side. I mean, there's 4 flags up here that Finzent could easily, take back, which without too much cost, but he's only got 80 points. Panzergren pushing through the centre ground will pick up another flag here. That's going to give ReeF the 14-10, but Finzent needs those flags. The 85mm has gone down. I don't know whether that was the IL-2M. I mean, I presume it was. I didn't quite catch the engagement. Would hate to see a surrender at this point. So would I. I don't think this is over right now. Panzergren, is that going to rush in for the close range kill? Oh, the Kolgovi unloads. Oh my God. ReeF reloaded the infantry. Oh my. Look at that. What a mistake. What a mistake. I mean, what kind of range is that? That was a mistake. Yeah. Panzergren was... I presume ReeF maybe tried to reload it and like reverse. Perhaps that's what he was planning. Or maybe he queued orders by mistake. Down goes a unit in the center. I think an M3A1 as well. Finzent starts to recover flags. The 85 made it up on top of the hill. The T-34E is all that's kind of left here. Panzerfaust is pinned down, or the Panzergren is pinned down. There's not really enough reinforcements to hold right now. 15-9 to ReeF, though. He has to resecure. Forget about pushing right now. Just resecure your lines. He is flatlined. Oh, the Strelky goes down to the close-range Panzerfaust. It gives Finzent back the flag, but it's still 13-11 to ReeF. If the M3A1 goes down, that's a big loss. The Panzergren is surrounded, though, by the Drinjva Sturmova. IL-2M on the way, trying to take care of the T-3485. I think maybe I assumed that unit went down earlier, and then it didn't. It's engaging the T-3476ers. Will that IL-2M get the kill? Yes. Takes care of a big unit. I'm surprised the combat is still alive, given it's been that in that position for such a long time, and Finzent has been like right on the doorstep of that combat. House to house fighting. Stalingrad confirmed. A new map for Steel Division 2. The Panzergrens have recovered the positions. 14-10 to Finzent. 58 seconds left on the clock. Can ReeF now push back? He is going to pick up that flag. The M3A1's reversing. Or I guess he's pushing back. He's trying to get back these flags. 45 seconds. This is a tight finish. ReeF needs to get this flag back. He does need to reinforce this southern side. He can get this central flag back. It's not over. 12-12. A Panther A onto the field. First Panther. And that is going to be a bit of a menace. But it's a lot of points. Finzent has just spent a hell of a lot of points. 150 points on that vehicle. So it's got to pay off for him. 14-10 to ReeF. He's pulled back this central flag. The Beobacher are going to go down. The 20 mil, I think, should go down as soon as some kind of sustained fire goes on it. But the infantry unit goes down to the T-3485 on top of the hill. ReeF has to reinforce his southern side. 14-10 to ReeF. 43 minutes into the game. Good job we didn't get a surrender, eh? The M3A1, eventually it's going to go down. Panther is going to get into position and take down that M3A1. The T-34 can take down the MG42. The Strelkies are pushed back, but they will survive to fight another day. IL-2M bombers coming in for the 85. Ooh. ReeF called the second one off. I'm very surprised by that. I think that was a mistake. Maybe he just imagined he was going to get the kill with the first one. I don't know why he called the second one off. Unless that was going for a different unit and ReeF managed to destroy it. He didn't lose line of sight, so very surprised he called that second bomber off. That second bomber could have finished off the T-3485. As it stands, Finzent holds on to the unit. At least holds on to a presence, you know, in this southern area. I think he could do with like a big heavy tank down here, but again, it's very, very costly. Panther A pushing forwards. The Desant Kolgovi cannot destroy this Panther. 12-12. ReeF doesn't have very long, so if Finzent secures flags, especially this one up north, it could be over. T-34E goes down to a T-3485. Finzent secures the flag. 13-11, 34 seconds left on the clock. How is going to ReeF take back a flag? How is ReeF going to take back a flag? I can't see a flag. 25 seconds, I cannot see a flag that ReeF is going to take back. I feel like this is over now. I mean, he's fast moving to flags. 14 seconds. Finzent secures the flag here and it's over. It is over. Finzent will secure victory. The Panther worked out. I feel like the Panther worked out. 14-10. There it goes. Wow. Finzent does secure the victory. 45 minutes, 33 seconds. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. Whew. Congratulations to Finzent. 4,930 kills to 4,550 losses. Commiserations to ReeF. What a hard-fought game that was. What a hard-fought game that was. I feel like the T-34-85s in this game secured the victory for Finzent. What a messy game. Indeed, indeed. There was a lot of back and forth. I mean, both players must have been at their kind of like stress, the top of their stress levels, micro and units. There was action all over the front line, especially at the end. Maybe not so much during the early and the middle part. Most of the action was concentrated down south. But at the end, action everywhere. I feel like the T-34-85s won it for Finzent. I feel like securing those reinforcement roads won it. But I was very surprised it took him so long to push forwards early on. But in the end, it doesn't really matter to Finzent, does it? He secures the victory. Let's look at the kills for Finzent. And see if any standout units were are due to be promoted by High Command. The Panzer IV G takes down a couple of T-34s. That's always what you want to see as a Panzer IV. You know, double T-34 kill. Prince Eugene, very much, yeah. Prince Eugene, the cruiser. I believe it's a heavy cruiser with the 203mm guns firing off there. Does secure a couple of kills. Rudel, Hans Ulrich Rudel does secure a double T-34E kill. Tiger E here from Heilbronn, securing another, no, 3 T-34s and a 61k. I feel like Finzent was able to get enough efficiency out of these heavy tanks. 85 kills and 85. And I think that was the difference between the previous game, Gonzo versus Vesterli, and this game, ReeF versus Finzent. Vesterli wasn't able to get enough efficiency out of his heavy tanks. Finzent was. I think that was the difference. MG42, Les Grossman there, does defeat a number of infantry units. And the mobile wagon takes out 1, 2, 3 planes. Mobile wagon is a pretty rare pick from a player. You often don't see those. I don't actually know what AA Stratchfits has access to. But if he's got flak fillings, I would be surprised why you take a mobile wagon over a flak filling. So I kind of expect he doesn't have those. Proxy, that first push at the bottom for Finzent. Yeah, it just took forever, and he just took forever to secure the flag as well. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really matter. I think he could have been a little bit better. And remember that off map, the second off map that came in, I feel like he placed that in the wrong position, and it should have been on that central town. I think that would have given him a much easier time. But like I say, in the end, you know, it doesn't matter. The victor is the victor. And that's how it is. The Panzerschreck. This was the one in the centre that took out the 2 Su-85s from the tree line. He was indeed a wise man in the battlefield today. Again, the 85 getting 2 T-34s and a 76mm as well. So the 85s shut down those reinforcement roads and shut down the T-34Es that ReeF had access to. And the Panther A at the very end allowed Finzent to push forwards. I think that was a bit of a risk bringing in that Panther A, but I feel like it did pay off. It did allow Finzent to push forwards pretty aggressive up on that northern side, secure the flags at the very end of the game, and give him the victory. Let's just have a look at ReeF's score. The early T-34E did, work out against the Panzer II Lux and the Panzer IIIH. This might have been the one on that southern side that kind of held that southern side open for such a long time. Not 100% sure. It could have been... no, it wasn't a leader, so it wasn't that one. Su-85 got the Tiger kill in the end. I mean, that Tiger was being hit by like 3 sides. T-34 does get a T-34-85 kill. T-34E, that is. Another I think this was, yeah, this was the one on the southern side. I wouldn't, like, Vorizka. Picking off 2 Panzer II Luxors, the Panzer Grenadiers with the Panzerfaust, so a Panzer III H Führer, a mobile wagon, and a Panzergren with the Panzerfaust. This unit kept that southern side alive for so long. And he almost broke through on the south. I think Finzent called in a T-34-85 towards the very end. And again, I feel that was like a clutch-heavy tank from Finzent. The Panther A in the north, the T-34-85 on the south. I feel like they were like clutch-heavy tank kind of selections. 45 minutes, 33 seconds. Hopefully you enjoyed the game. I did enjoy that game.